From the Coliseum in Richfield, Ohio, the NBA playoffs continue. Today, the Cleveland Cavaliers play host to the Washington Bullets in this quarterfinal best-of-7 series, which is tied this afternoon at 1 game each. We're just about ready for the first of 18 playoff games on CBS.
Hustle and take care of each other out there. Let's go. Let's get this.
The Cleveland Cavaliers coming onto the court here at the Richfield Coliseum as Bill Fitch with some last words of encouragement. The Cavaliers, the Central Division champions of the Eastern Conference. They won 49 and lost 33 games, winning by 1 game over the defending Central Division champion, Washington Bullets. The Cavaliers, a team of no real superstars. In fact, their leading scorer is averaging under 16 points a game. They've had excellent firepower coming off the bench, and you're not going to believe the reception they're going to get here as this crowd of better than 20,000 awaits the beloved Cavaliers, an upstart team, a team who came on their own this year under the tutelage of Bill Fitch, a very personable, a very humorous man who in 6 years has belted them into a playoff contender, a team they hope that can go all the way. 20,000 on hand at the Richfield Coliseum. Let's listen as they greet us. The first playoff game was won by the Washington Bullets 100-95. They got off to a great start in that game. The Bullets had a 21-point lead at halftime. They were paced by the Big E, Elvin Hayes, who finished the game with 28 points and 18 rebounds. Hayes has always played well against the Cavaliers. Last year he averaged 20 points against Cleveland. As this guy has the ability to do so many things so very, very well. Elvin Hayes, a big 6'9" forward from the University of Houston, talking about that first playoff game.
We probably played one of the best halves of basketball we have played all year. I think the ball was moving and everybody was scoring, and we had everyone in the offense, and I think that was why we were so successful in the first game, and I just hope we can do the same thing today.
Let's pick up the action now and see how quickly the Bullets got off. Unso picking up a pass from Nate Thurman. The Bullets running the ball so very effectively, driving in, a give inside to the Big E. And Elvin Hayes is able to put it through. We come back again. Jimmy Brewer tries one from outside. And there he goes. Unsel, who always seems to be in the right place at the right time. The master of the outlet pass. The breakaway down to Chenier. And the Bullets have a quick 2. Let's watch it again. Here's Jimmy Jones, who can do so many things with the basketball. Look at this move as he goes inside the Cleveland Cavaliers. And the veteran Dave Bing. What a welcome addition he's been to the Washington Bullets. Driving inside as the Bullets win the first one 100-95. In the second game, boy, did that have a finish. Bingo Smith from 27 feet out hit a shot with 2 seconds left to win that ball game. Bingo Smith, the 6'6" forward from Tulsa.
Both teams played real good defense in the second game. We moved the ball real well and we ran real well. I think we got a break at the end of the game and we took advantage of it.
We're going to pick up the action before that dramatic finish. Jim Jones driving in. Unso, you're going to see a lot of this afternoon. Comes down to the rebound. Dave Bing, the veteran, and a give to the Big E, and Hayes puts it away. We come to Austin Carr, who's been instant offense for the Cavaliers, coming off the bench, the former Notre Dame All-American, hitting from outside. Now we get down to the real exciting finish to this as Jones goes up against Hayes. It looked like it might have been deflected, but the ball is in. With 6 seconds left, the veteran Bing driving down the floor. He's going to turn the ball over. He's called for palming the basketball. You'll see it right there. A good call by the official. Turning the ball over to the Cavaliers, who called a timeout. And here's the play that won it. Clemens, Jim Clemens, into Bingo Smith, the only original Cavalier left. He tries one from 27 feet out. As you'll see, he hits nothing but the bottom of the basket. So the series tied at 1 apiece as a last desperation effort by Elvin Hayes does not find the mark. The final on that one, the Cavaliers defeating the Washington Bullets 80-79. We want to thank WTOP-TV for their highlights of the previous two games. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Bender. I'm going to provide the play-by-play of game number 3. And alongside me, a most recognizable face. A guy who was an all-pro quarterback with the Washington Redskins, a basketball nut. A gentleman who has followed the Washington Bullets a lot this year, Sonny Jurgensen. Sonny, I'll tell you, you look at the Washington Bullets, they on paper are awesome.
They certainly are. With the acquisition of Dave Bing, Gary, when he came with the Bullets, a lot of people felt that there may be too many superstars with the Bullets for them to gel as a team. They had trouble adjusting. Bing had to adjust to the team and they to Dave Bing's style of play. I think that throughout the season they've made those adjustments. They've had some key injuries, especially to Jimmy Jones. They've worked them out. They feel like now is the time for the Washington Bullets to go all the way. They're not satisfied. For the 8th straight year they've been in the playoffs, more than any other team, but they're not satisfied yet because they haven't won it all.
Okay, and also assisting us on this telecast, a gentleman you've watched all year long, Sonny Hill, the CBS basketball editor. Sonny, when you talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers, you got to talk about them as a team. They have no superstar.
Well, that's the important thing in basketball today, Gary. You have to have the team philosophy. The teams that have that are the teams that are victorious. It was interesting to hear what Sonny Jurgensen said about too many superstars on one team, which can create a problem. It's better to have balanced talent as the Cleveland Cavaliers have. But when you talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers in this ball game, you have to talk about a key matchup. And a key matchup is the one against the Big E. The Big E played a super basketball game here Tuesday night when he came out and set the tempo for his team, and he dominated the game. But on Thursday, Nate Thurman and Jim Jones, but maybe more Nate Thurman, was able to cool the Big E off. And the important thing that you're going to have to watch in this ball game will be if the Big E is able to get off, or will Nate Thurman and Jim Jones be able to contain him.
Okay, Sonny Jurgensen and Sonny Hill will be back interviewing both of their respective coaches for this game, and we'll return to the NBA playoffs in just a moment.
Okay, come on, David. Know the secret of a good pass? The right grip. Just like a firm tire grip on the road is important to safety and comfort. That's why I use Armstrong tires. They grip the road. Whether you drive a large car or a small car, count on your local Armstrong dealers for the right tire at the right price. Armstrong tires grip the road.
You're in luck when you got a McCulloch chainsaw.
McCulloch Lucky Days are here, and that means savings. Buy this Mini-Mac 35 chainsaw and get a weekend woodcutter's kit. Look, carrying case, tool kit, projects booklet, and save $20. See all the McCulloch chainsaw specials during Lucky Days, now through May 31st.
You're in luck when you got a McCulloch chainsaw.
Before we talk about this game, last night they had a playoff game between Philadelphia and Buffalo, and in that game, John Shoemate of the Braves suffered a concussion, which required 4 stitches on the left side of his head. The doctor, Stephen Joyce, who's their team physician, said that Shoemate would remain in the hospital for several days. Joyce also said a special x-ray would be taken today to determine if there's any hemorrhaging in the brain, and Shoemate says he does not remember being hit by Joe Bryant's elbow or hitting the floor. Philadelphia and Buffalo tomorrow. Let's go now to Sonny Jurgensen with head coach K.C. Jones of the Washington Bullets.
Coach, game number 3. The second one got away from you. You had a chance to blow them out in the second quarter. What can we look for in game number 3 here?
Well, in game number 3, we like to do a lot better on the offensive end. Our defense has been super in these last 2 ball games. However, we have suffered on the offensive end as far as movement of the ball and movement of personnel.
The game the other night, in the second game, I felt that both teams played good defense, but it looked like to me that a little bad shooting more than defense. What was the percentage?
I don't know. I know one thing. Phil was 8 for 22. And Phil had at least 6 or 7 shots wide open. And when your main power cannot put the ball in when he's open, then you have to have some different thoughts.
Thank you, Coach. Now down to Sonny Hill.
I have with me Bill Fitch, coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. And Bill, the home court advantage, a lot of people talk about that. You indicated to be something very important about it. Tell our viewers about the home court advantage.
Well, you know, Sonny, when we lost the first game here at home, everybody said we lost the home court advantage. And my feeling is that we didn't lose the home court advantage unless they proved they could beat us on their court. And my own feeling about a 7-game series, that home court advantage doesn't mean anything unless there's a 7th game. And then I'd like to play at home.
Let's shift and talk about a key matchup in today's ball game. I've already talked about it. The Big E against Nate Thurman and Jim Jones. How do you see that matchup?
Well, I think it's an important matchup because Alvin is a scoring machine, and you have to do an excellent job individually, and then both Nate and Jim are going to have some help from their teammates. And as you well know, it's pretty tough to lay off anybody in that starting lineup. We're playing one heck of a basketball team, and naturally, we're not just concerned with Hayes.
Thank you very much, Bill. Let's go to Gary.
Well, the scene is set. This is the 3rd game of this best-of-7 championship series. We should have a good one before a packed house. We'll return to the NBA playoffs in just a moment.
I like the idea of a non-aerosol spray. I prefer Band Basic because it's a non-aerosol.
I like the fact that it's a non-aerosol product.
We went to Texas to ask the people in League City to try something they'd never used before. A new non-aerosol antiperspirant spray called Band Basic. It delivers a fine, even spray with no aerosol propellants. 7 out of 10 of the aerosol users who had a preference preferred Band Basic over the regular spray brand.
It gave me the protection that I expected.
Being a non-aerosol is very important to me.
And Band Basic is so effective. Tests have shown that it stops wetness better than Arid Extra Dry.
Band Basic keeps me drier than any of the other ones I've ever used.
Keeps me drier.
Sprays where I want it to.
I like Band Basic because it's very effective and it's a non-aerosol spray.
And Band Basic can save you money. Ounce for ounce, it lasts 4 times longer than leading aerosols. If you get that much economy and effectiveness, shouldn't you try Band Basic, the new non-aerosol antiperspirant spray?
The NBA on CBS will continue after this word from your local station. Enjoy some choice morsels on America's eating habits when Mr. Rooney goes to dinner. A delightful special Tuesday night on CBS.
Mr. Cohan, 5 minutes.
Yeah, thanks, Eddie.
Of course I love you. You know I love you.
Hey, Sam, I gotta talk to you. Come on, I'm late.
George?
I'm working on a new number.
Hiya.
It's gonna be swell. Believe me. You're gonna love it.
He was our Yankee Doodle dandy, and we were the secret of his success. He knew us. What made us laugh? What made us cry? What made us sing? And what touched our pride? He was a flag waver, but it was a grand old flag. George M. Cohan was the first songwriter ever awarded a Congressional Medal of Honor, but his only battlefield was the theater. And for almost 50 years, his victories were the songs that echoed across our land.
Everybody, play safe.
The spirit of achievement is the spirit of America. This message was brought to you by Exxon in commemoration of the American Bicentennial.
Channel 2, New York.
Give it all you got, take your very best shot, and may the best team win. The time is now, the name of the game is action. They're on the floor and they're ready to score, so let the game begin. And let's see how the ball's gonna bounce today. Welcome to NBA. Come on and join the rest of the crowd. There's a classic.
The NBA on CBS is sponsored by Datsun, America's #1 selling import for cars and trucks. Datsun saves. And by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer.
Best in basketball on CBS. When you watch the NBA on CBS.
Here we are at the Coliseum and Cavalier Mania. The people here love the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're getting a standing ovation as Bill Fitch and his crew get ready for game number 3. Manny Sokol and Jake O'Donnell are going to be working this basketball game. That's Manny with the basketball, and O'Donnell now with it. As this game, Sonny Jurgensen, well, you don't know what to expect. We had two entirely different games, the first one and the second one.
You certainly did, Gary. And the thing that everyone talked about before the playoffs have started was a home court advantage. It's like a home court disadvantage because neither team has won at home yet. And you would think that the home court advantage for Cleveland here with 21,000 people cheering them on in everything they do. And you will see throughout the game and the number of games that we've done here this year. Throughout the game, if they hit a hot streak, the people give standing ovations every time. So it is an advantage for Cleveland playing at home, but we'll have to see today. Two different games. I think it's going to be very important for Washington to get off to a very quick start against this team.
All right, let's check it now. The starting lineups. We have the Big E, Elvin Hayes. Truck Robinson at the forwards. Unseld the center. Chenier and Bing will be in the backcourt. In a moment, we'll check the starting lineup for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Chenier, number 45, comes away with it. In the dark uniforms, the Bullets of Washington. They won in that first game 100-95, and that game was played here. They lost at home. Into Robinson. And the Bullets are on the board, 2-0. Let's set it now. This is Jim Clemens bringing it down, the former Ohio State standout, picked up by the veteran Dave Bing. Up it goes to Snyder. Snyder brings it inside now to big 6'11" Jim Jones as he and Unseld against each other. It's a tie ball game.
This is one of the changes they've made, Gary. They've moved Unseld to play Jones, hoping that he can push him away from his spots on the court.
The veteran Dave Bing into Elvin Hayes. Back to Bing. Bing picked up this year from the Detroit Pistons in a trade for Kevin Porter. And we have a whistle inside. A foul coming up. Dragging inside, Dave Bing. He'll try to penetrate at all times.
You can see him driving around here. Of course, the hand checking. He didn't quite get set, get his body in front of him, and he picks up the foul there.
Back to Chenier. Rebound. 2 seconds of play. The former Tulsa standout, Elvin Hayes has it. Hayes had 18 rebounds in the first game. Off to Bing. Back to Hayes. Elvin Hayes gives the Bullets a 4-2 lead. Sonny, Elvin Hayes can do so many things.
He certainly can. A lot of times he has trouble shooting the ball head onto the basket. He likes to have his back to the basket to take his shot. He can shoot the ball, Gary. When he's looking at the basket, he's going to be dangerous. He's going to have a good day.
Jones didn't even draw iron that time as Unseld putting that bulk up against him, kept him away from the basket. Big now. Boy, what a player he's been through the years. Hayes again. Coming away with this Jones. Jones boxing out well to Clemens. Jimmy Clemens, a left-hander. Jimmy Clemens, who's come on his own this year, has tied this ball game up with 2 minutes gone by, 4-4. Bill Fitch said earlier they don't know what they'd be without Clemens. He has just solidified this ball club. Bing having some problems. Unseld, there's Hayes again. He likes that shot. And he gives the Bullets a 6-4 lead. He can hurt you so many ways. He can shoot it over here. He can move inside, and he did there. Clemens off to Bingo Smith. Smith, the only original Cavalier after 6 years of existence. Batted away by Unseld, and we're going to have a foul coming up.
Gary, that's the match. We can see him driving. This is a matchup right here. Len Robinson against Bobby Smith. They feel that Smith has the quickness.
All right.
Going to bother Robinson, so that's a big problem for him.
Okay, Sonny, 6-4. The Bullets lead the Cavaliers. They'll return to the NBA playoffs in a moment.
The Datsun's always been dependable.
You know, after 95,000 miles, I think we both felt our Datsun still looked good.
We were rough on the car, too.
We had to go through some gravel roads, some rough fields, and we took it all over the place. And we can get a good, full life out of a Datsun.
You betcha, yeah. It's always been dependable.
Datsun dependability comes 14 ways. Sedans, wagons, hatchbacks, trucks, and sports cars. Datsun saves.
Hey, Tarkington, you're on my court.
Well, Bill, they needed the scrambler. And the Bell account reps are really scrambling to help business boost profits.
You should know.
Right. And they have a program to show you how to collect past due accounts, remain friends, and get a little extra business for the same phone call.
For free information,
call 800-821-2121. You can't miss with Bell account reps.
Francis, you should have scrambled.
This is an antiperspirant spray called Sure. It's different. Really. Most antiperspirant sprays go on wet and oily, compared to Sure, which goes on dry. And Sure keeps you drier. Prove it under your own two arms. Try Sure on your right side, and the spray you like best on your left side. If you're like most people, your right side will convince your left side. You'll be drier. We're Sure.
It's 6-4, 9 minutes and 27 seconds left in this first quarter. Part of the crowd here. We'll have a record crowd today, a playoff crowd record. It's going to be over 20,000 they expect before the afternoon is over. As Jim Brewer and Jim Clemens talking things over. You know, the thing about that win Thursday night, Sonny Jurgensen, was the fact that the Cavaliers, I think, started believing in themselves again. They'd worked so hard to get to the playoffs. They finally made it, and that was a big win for them.
Psychologically, it would have really hurt them to lose that game down there. They stayed close enough where they had the opportunity to pull the game out, and that had to do a lot for them psychologically. And I think coming back here today, they're back at home, and they have the home court advantage again.
Jimmy Clemens setting it up to Bingo Smith. Look at him, get tough on the board. Jim Brewer, that was Jim Brewer reaching over. Boy, he can get up with the best of them. Brewer with his first 2 points. And it's a tie ball game, 6-6. Brewer played for Bill Fitch at the University of Minnesota. He has become an outstanding rebounder, setting a club record. There's Jones reaching in on Elvin Hayes. And inside, we've got a pushing foul.
Looks like the officials want to get control of the game very early and not let it get out of hand. They call a couple of, I think, what the players call chalky fouls.
That's a foul on Dave Bing, Sonny, and that is his second personal foul already in the early going. Clemens. Out to Brewer. To Bingo Smith. Into Jimmy Jones, a former Marquette standout. Look at him and Unsel. Clemens trying to follow, and it's going to be the Bullets basketball.
There again was an example of West kind of pushing Jones and making him shoot the ball a little farther out than he wanted to.
Dave Bing, who's been around this league for a long time. This is his 10th year. Oh, he's come under some real pressure and played well under those circumstances. Off to Truck Robinson, who became a starter in March for the Bullets. Unsel, Chenier. And Bingo Smith boxes off. Here they go, Jim Brewer. And a foul comes up on Hayes. Elvin Hayes trying to get back. He made a great block earlier in the series. Couldn't pull it off that time.
He makes a transition as well as any big man in the game. He covered the length of the court, had to go up. I think it was a smart foul. At least he's going to make Brewer, the Cavaliers' worst foul shooter, go to the line to convert the 2 points.
First foul on Hayes, and at the line goes Jim Brewer. You got to give credit to the Big E trying to get back on the play. Jim Brewer is 6'9", veteran from Minnesota. He's third year, averaging 11.5 points. There's Bill Fitch sitting down. He has a horseshoe, I understand, underneath that chair.
I understand they have a lot of little superstitions that they play with over there.
The Cavaliers now with a 1-point lead, 7-6. Truck Robinson. And what happened? Jake O'Donnell spotted something. He's indicating a foul. It's going to go against the Cavaliers. Dave Bing will play it in as Jim Clemens picked up the personal foul. That's his second. Robinson. Unsel. Boy, he's the best at that, isn't he? Up it comes to Bing. Jones trying to stay up there. To Clemens. The thing about the Cavaliers, they don't have the bulk that this Bullet basketball team has.
Looks like they want to run a little bit now, Gary. They beat the... Have a foul here on Unsel.
Jake O'Donnell again spotting a foul.
I think he called Robinson, didn't he?
Check that, Leonard Robinson, the Truck as they call him, out of Grambling, a second-year man, replacing Mike Reardon in the starting lineup. 7:30 remaining in the first quarter, 7-6, the Cavaliers. Brewer.
Going to move inside. Strong move by Brewer.
That is 5 points for Brewer. What a move for a big guy. And now we have a foul. Snyder reaching in on Chenier.
Again, the foul call on the hand checking and a little body checking.
Chenier, who can shoot with the best of them, brings it into Hayes. Off to Bing. Hayes with Jones on him. And Smith has another defensive board. He's doing a good job on the defensive board. Off to Brewer. Bingo Smith, the 6'6" veteran of 7 years. Beautiful shot. His first 2 points. And the Cavaliers lead it 11-6.
Washington looks a little unorganized right now. They're not running their patterns very well.
You saw Brewer reach in and bother Unso on that shot. Here's Bing. Chenier. Boy, he'll hit that all afternoon long.
That's one you can't give him.
Chenier down the stretch was fantastic, averaging about 28 points a game. 11-8, the Cleveland Cavaliers lead the Washington Bullets. The series tied at 1 game each. Well, you can see some of the pushing in there. The Bullets take up so much room on the floor. Big physical ball club. Snyder. And Hayes is there. And Sonny, you can see how they're boxing off on the boards.
They do a good job of that because they have such bulk. Another turnover, something that has plagued the Bullets in the first 2 games. And in the second game, Gary, they had 26 turnovers. 28 is their season high. They haven't protected the ball very well.
That's their second turnover here in this first quarter of play. 11-8, the Cavaliers. Jones at 6'11" to Clemens. Here's Bingo Smith. He's taking Robinson inside. Blocked that time beautifully by Hayes. Out it comes. Boy, they rejected that one. There's been a lot of block shots in this series. Robinson, and a foul inside. Manny Sokol spots something. And it's going to go on Snyder. Dick Snyder, the 6'5" veteran from Davidson. That's his second. And now Bing will bring it in for the Bullets. 5:41 to go, first quarter. Unso and Jones on each other, and Chenier lost it.
He had an open shot at the basket. He had a layup if he'd have had the ball.
Clemens has got a badly bruised right arm. You can see that pad on his arm. I guess Sonny has bothered him quite a bit in this series. Also, Bing is injured. Here is Clemens. And Chenier brings it down. Chenier wants to win so badly. What a competitor this guy is. And I believe we've got a moving screen on Alvin Hayes.
It's more of a blind side, wasn't it?
That's like a big barn moving alongside you, trying to shut you up. And he picks up the foul. 11-8 the score. Bingo Smith with Robinson on him. To Snyder. Snyder, very respected outside shooter. Into Jones, a mismatch.
They created the mismatch and took advantage of it.
That's 4 points in the ball game now for Jones. 13-8 the Cavaliers. Cavaliers have gotten off slowly in a couple of games here in the series, but leading now. Hayes, Jones. Jim Jones, he's gotten so much more aggressive on the boards this year. Out to Clemens. Clemens to Snyder. They're moving the ball very quickly. Here's Smith. Broken up by Unsel. Smith out to Snyder. Smith again. Boy, what a job he's doing. Blocked that time by Robinson. Unsel, there's the outlet. Broken up by Snyder. There is what Unsel does so well. He's a master of that. There we have thus far. We talked about the turnovers. You mentioned Washington had 26 in the last game, 47 in the first 2 games of the series. And that's got to concern K.C. Jones.
When you figure the other night's game, Gary, they only got 76 shots to 97. They're Cleveland. They're not getting enough shots at the basket.
Brewer comes away with it. Jimmy Brewer set a club record with 891 rebounds this year. Snyder and Chenier. And I believe we've got a foul on Chenier. Chenier trying to cut him off of the baseline. And Clemens will bring it in. As you look at Manny Sokol, the veteran, calling that one. That is the second foul now on Phil Chenier. Off it comes to Jimmy Brewer. Rebound Jones. And Robinson comes down with it. You can hear the crowd. They're not booing Brewer. They're just saying Brewer when he gets the ball. The crowd just really picks up on it. Chenier. That's a tough shot.
For a great shot. Snyder was right in his face, and he went up.
Chenier this year averaged just under 20 points a game. He was 7th in the NBA in steals. He's just a complete basketball player. Bingo Smith into Big Jim Brewer. Clemens, Bingo Smith.
So it's a layup for him, isn't it?
Boy, he's tough. He's a pure shooter. He has 4 points. And it's 15-10. Cleveland leads Washington. Dave Bing hasn't had a lot of shots yet. Broken up by Brewer. Clemens broken up that time by Hayes. And you were talking about Hayes getting back on defense. There's a backcourt. He went back. It's going to be Cleveland's basketball. And boy, this crowd is going wild at the Coliseum. The score, the Cavaliers 15, the Bullets 10, with 3 minutes and 7 seconds left as the Cavaliers are off to an excellent start in this 3rd game of this best-of-7 series.
I really find my Datsun extremely durable. I drive it everywhere. I literally live in the car to a degree. And 247,000 miles on that Datsun, and it just keeps going and going and going and refuses to quit going. That's a durable car.
They're put together to stay together for Datsun savings that just won't quit. All 3 Datsun B210s deliver 41 miles per gallon highway, 29 city. Datsun saves.
You work in the sky with nothing to hold on to but the wind and a cold steel beam. And it's a very long day until a whistle blows telling you it's Miller time. Time for the best tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life, America's quality beer since 1855.
We've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller beer.
Hey, you can work all day on this heap. It still won't be worth beans.
It'll look terrific in no time. I got Kit.
It's soft.
Yeah, Kit's pretty soft. It slides on easy.
Kit liquefies as it hits the finish. Deep cleans, wipes off easy. There's no easier, faster way to get a long-lasting paste wax shine, unless somebody else does it for you.
Hey, how much did you say you want for this?
J-Wax Kit. No wonder it's #1.
Well, you can see the team fouls are even at 4 and 4. Does that tell us anything, Sonny? Do you think they're trying to get a control of this game early?
I think they are. They want to call the thing very close and not let it get out of hand because you have 2 physical teams. You have the number 2 and 3 defensive teams in basketball, and when you have that type of defense and you have good defense,
we've got a push
here. A little push.
Bing. Austin Carr just came in the game, tried to inbound that ball. Finally got it to Clemens. That's a 15 foul, so we'll go to the line with 3:05 to go in this first quarter. That, by the way, is the 3rd foul on Dave Bing.
You know, people talk about, and when you talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers, Gary, they talk about it's not who starts the game, it's who finishes the game for them because they have a lot of firing power, a lot of offense. Then Austin Carr, Campy Russell, and, of course, the guy that I think has turned this whole franchise around is Nate Thurman, and what a job he's done.
You're looking at Jimmy Jones, who comes in replacing Bing, who had that 3rd foul just whistled on him. So Jones is in, and he's a very fine basketball player, as Clemens now with the second end of the free throw situation.
You're talking about Jimmy Jones. When Jimmy Jones was healthy, he came off a knee operation. When he got real healthy during the season, the Bullets won 13 out of 15, and then he re-injured his knee, and they started losing some.
Weatherspoon, who just checked into the game, wasn't where that ball was. The turnover going to Cleveland. We have a change now. Nick Weatherspoon, 6'7", third-year man from Illinois is in the game, as is Jimmy Jones. And Austin Carr has come into the lineup for the Cavaliers. This is Bingo Smith, and Weatherspoon is on him. Off to Carr. Carr has really done the job, coming off the bench, giving him some almost instant offense. To Clemens, picked up by Chenier. Beautiful shot. Clemens with 6 points.
Cleveland is known for his perimeter jump shooting. They've probably gone to the foul line fewer than any other team in the league.
Unseld picked up now by Brewer. Brewer reaching in. So Chenier will bring it in. 2:18 left in the first quarter. Off to Unsel. Unsel has been moved outside, picked up effectively by Brewer. Chenier. And reaching in is Austin Carr, and they caught him. Carr picking up the foul. That will be his first.
You can see he's trying to bounce the ball in. Witherspoon had some inside position, and Austin had tried to go around on the outside of him. Kind of got caught outside, so it was a wise foul on his part.
So Nick Weatherspoon, the all-time scorer at the University of Illinois, will be at the line with a pair of shots. 19-11. The Bullets had a 21-point lead in the first game played right here. It's a little different here. In this first half of play thus far this afternoon, Unsel out to Jones. And Clemens tried to save it. It's going to be off of Cleveland. Jimmy Jones will bring it in. It's been the year of the knee, as you mentioned, for Jimmy Jones. He can do so many things with a basketball. Outstanding player, 7 years in the ABA. Unsel. Pass to Chenier. It's tough inside. You can see that Chenier wanted to get out of there. Up to Unsel. He doesn't like to shoot that much out there, but he got it.
He doesn't. He led the league in field goal percentage, but he only shoots about 6 times a game.
19-13, the Cavaliers. Unsel led in percentage. He was third in rebounds in the NBA. Austin Carr. And we've got a foul inside. Boy, Carr did a good job getting to the baseline.
Look how fluid he is moving with the ball. A little hesitation there, going the baseline. Great move.
Austin Carr averaging just over 10 points a game.
You like to watch people play. He can play the game the way he does.
He's one of the outstanding shooters. 21-13. 1.5 minutes left in this first quarter. Jones against Clemens. Chenier now trying to direct things. The Bullets have not been that organized thus far in this first half. Here's Weatherspoon. Jones comes up with it. Jones doing a good job boxing off. Up to Carr. And broken up that time by Weatherspoon. You mentioned, Sonny, they want every opportunity to get that ball down the floor. The Cavaliers do.
Neither one of these teams are running teams. They push the ball up the court, and they take advantage of the break if they get it. But they have patterns. They like to set the patterns and get the perimeter jump shot.
Out to Clemens. Jones with a minute left. Rebound by Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon can get up. He moves so quickly to the ball. He's good on the boards.
Down under a minute here in the first quarter. It's different than each first quarter has been different so far.
Personalities, these teams are hard to map. Here's Chenier, and he's called for pushing off. Chenier elbowing his way in there. That will be already in this ball game the 8th turnover against the Washington Bullets. That is also the second foul against Chenier. Bingo Smith with 30 seconds left now. Blocked at time by Hayes, and Hayes doing everything. Off to Jones. Weatherspoon. The biggie, and he's fouled. That's what Hayes can do. He'll take you inside, and at 6'9", he's a big, big forward. He's got those long arms reaching up over, and he'll go to the line.
Besides
First
that,
foul on Jim Jones.
Besides that, Gary, he's got that great strength, too.
Hayes averaging 19.8 this year. That was 18th best in the NBA. I think the interesting thing about Hayes, the fact he was third in the NBA in block shots, you can see he's very close to his seasonal average in the playoffs. Hayes this year, for the first time, son, he didn't reach a 20-point average or 1,000 rebounds, but I think you feel they're better balance this year is the reason.
I think so. I think throughout the year, they were making an adjustment to Bing. When they played with Kevin Porter, they knew exactly what Kevin was going to do, how he brought the ball up the court, how he penetrated and dealt the ball off. It was something, it was a different role for Dave Bing to play, and they had to make an adjustment to it.
21-15, the Cavaliers, 10 seconds now left in the first quarter. 5 seconds. There it is on the screen. Carr, and he walked with it. Austin Carr walked with the ball with 1 second left in the first quarter. So now the Cavaliers will drop back. Chenier to get the ball from Jake O'Donnell. And that's all she wrote here in the first quarter. So after 12 minutes of play, the Cleveland Cavaliers lead the Washington Bullets 21-15.
You'll see the best in basketball when you watch the NBA. When you watch the NBA on CBS.
Rubber duck's gonna be late unless one of you cowboys can help me. I was heading for a gig in my four-wheel rig, but I was running late and getting down. Because with all of them folks on the boulevard, I weren't never going to get across town. But when you got you a Midland CB rig, you got yourself a million friends. You don't have to be no cotton picker just a sitting and a sweating your hands.
Join the Midland Convoy, get a Midland CB.
Yeah, when you get a Midland CB, you get a convoy buddy. Come on.
Toro engineers go to the heart of Kentucky's bluegrass country to pit the powerful Toro Guardian against an entire acre of tough 8-inch high grass. That's about twice as high as most grass you'll ever have to mow. But Toro's exclusive high-torque engine has the extra cutting power it takes. This Toro cleared the entire acre without stalling once. Precision engineering is what makes a Toro a Toro. Haven't you done without a Toro long enough?
Hey, kids, come on over and try this one on
In
for
your
size.
shopping list of what you want in an economy car, be sure to include all these standard features. All 4 Datsun 710s have them. Plus, room for the kids and the performance of a race-bred engine. Check the competition. They don't come close. Datsun 710. No wonder Datsun cars and trucks are America's #1 selling import. Datsun saves. Test drive a 710 sedan, hardtop, or wagon with your family this week.
There's individual scoring for the Washington Bullets. The Big E leads the way. Chenier with 4. Robinson, Unso, and Weatherspoon, who just came in moments ago. And for the Cavaliers, Jim Clemens leads it with Brewer, Smith, Jones, and Carr. That's been the story all year long, a balanced scoring. As Casey Jones, the coach of the Bullets, last-minute instructions. In his 3rd year, boy, what a player he was. 8 out of 9 years when he was with the Boston Celtics, they won the NBA championship.
And people keep talking about his job being in jeopardy. And the man that's been in the playoffs every year. But the Washington people are a little spoiled, I think, because they have such a good basketball team. They've been in the playoffs, but they still haven't won it all.
Here's Campy Russell, who's just checked in, the former Michigan All-American, off to Clemens. And that's one of 2 changes. Nate Thurman's also in. Carr. There's Nate trying to follow. Thurman, the veteran, can't come up with it, and Chenier has it. So 2 changes for the Cavaliers, and checking the Bullets, they come back in with the 5 that ended the first quarter. 21-15, the Cavaliers lead the Bullets. Jones really being pressed outside by Clemens, and now a foul closer to the basket. So Nate Thurman, the veteran. You know, Bill Fitch was telling us yesterday, Sonny, what an instrumental force Nate Thurman's been on this club.
He certainly has. He's moved in, he's helped, and he's worked with the younger players, and he keeps their poise on the court. He works with them all the time. He's helped Jones a lot in keeping his poise.
There's Austin Carr being fouled by Jimmy Jones. As the Bullets are picking up a lot of fouls in their guards.
Talk about how important Nate Thurman is. Last year they finished 19 games behind Washington. They get Nate Thurman, and they beat Washington. They finish ahead of them. 19-game difference.
Well, Fitch was talking about what a good person Thurman is. He really
That's right. He said he's
guy.
a solid citizen.
10:59 to go in this first half. 21-15, the Cavaliers. Campy Russell. There's Thurman trying to tip Carr. And a foul. There's where Thurman kept the ball in play, and they came up with something.
Exactly right. He comes in. Here again, this is something a little new. He did it some. Fitch did it some during the regular season, but by having Jones and Thurman in at the same time to confront the big line of Washington, the front line of them, and he gives Brewer a rest. Usually Thurman comes in to rest Jim Jones. Bill Fitch's philosophy is that, boy, you've got to have good, strong inside game consistently to win in this league, and he feels that he has it now in Jones and Nate Thurman.
The last foul was on Nick Weatherspoon. Unseld. Chenier. Bill Chenier from the University of California. Hitting from the corner, he has 6 points. 22-17, the Bullets now starting to cut that lead. Clemens outside with Jones on him. Picked up, have a mismatch there. Off to Jones. And look at Weatherspoon get up. He got up on that one. Off it comes to Jones. Jimmy Jones, he can shoot with the best of them. And now it's a 22-19 game, and the Cleveland Cavaliers want to talk things over. Cleveland calls a timeout with 10:03 left to go in this first half, as the Washington Bullets now starting to make their move. The Cavaliers lead it 22-19 at the Coliseum.
You're in luck when you got a McCulloch chainsaw.
McCulloch Lucky Days are here, and that means savings. Buy this Minimac 35 chainsaw and get a weekend woodcutter's kit. Look, carrying case, tool kit, projects booklet, and save $20. See all the McCulloch chainsaw specials during Lucky Days, now through May 31st.
You're in luck when you got a McCulloch chainsaw.
I definitely recommend a Datsun from the experience that I've had. Well, when I originally bought the pickup, I thought I'd be able to put about 50,000 miles on it, and then I was figuring on trading it off. But it's got 118,000 miles on it now. It's been absolutely the most durable vehicle I've ever owned, and I'll definitely buy another one if it ever wear out.
2 tough Datsun pickups, 7-foot stretch and 6-foot standard. No wonder Datsun's America's #1 selling small pickup. Datsun saves.
It's not just athletes that get athlete's foot. Innocent men, women, and children can get it too, just by coming in contact with it. And man, does it itch. Well, the first itch you feel, you spray on MP27. MP27 will kill that athlete's foot fungus and help keep it from coming back. Believe me, I've seen a whole lot of scratching going on. MP27 is the end of the itch.
22-19, the Cavaliers having that lead whittled down now to 3 points. The turnovers, that's been a big story in the early going. The Bullets have committed 8, most of those coming in that first quarter. And statistically, well, Cleveland having the better of that from the field, 40%. Washington's been cold the last 2 playoff games. Austin Carr remains in the ball game. We have no changes for the Cavaliers. Oh, what a great Hayes. You don't see him do that very often.
He had to change the trajectory of the ball by letting it go straight up in the air so he could get that thing down.
Unseld going in, and what a play by Unseld. That's going to count. Beautiful drive by the big guy.
Look at this. He made up his mind as soon as he got that fast, but to get this ball down, he got it up there. No backboard at all. Great shot by Wes.
Well, Wes weighs 245 pounds, and he moved like he weighed 145 on that one. He doesn't score a lot, averages 9.6, as you can see, but he is so instrumental in the success of this club. Not a good free throw shooter. Clemens, 24-21 to Carr. Austin Carr, beautifully set up that time by Clemens.
Washington didn't get back. Cleveland beat him down the court.
7 points now for Austin Carr coming off the bench, and that's what he's done down the stretch for the Cavaliers. Boy, look at that screen by Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon to try one. Nick Weatherspoon's not that big, but he really set a pick on that.
Just as soon as Clemens came around that back pick, he had to run by Wes Unseld. Had another pick set for him.
I think he's checking his mouth for all his teeth. 26-23, Clemens. And Wes Unseld, who's there so often, comes away with it. Here comes Jimmy Jones. Rebound, Thurman, and a big guy who's been in these playoffs many, many times. Up to Clemens. You can see the Cavaliers running now. Jones, and Unsel's got it. And we go back the other end. The tempo picking up. Hayes. And this is very uncharacteristic of these two clubs.
It certainly is.
26-25. The Cavaliers' lead now has been cut to 1. 8:20 left in the first half. Carr trying to use Thurman. Back to Nate. Broken up by Jimmy Jones. Jimmy Jones. To Chenier, back to Jones. Jones out of Grambling, a 6'4", second-year man in the NBA, but 9 years in pro basketball. Beautiful pass to Chenier. Thurman. Boone's got it. Nick Weatherspoon. That's the 4th turnover now against the Cavaliers. Hayes trying to back in on Nate. And he got away with it.
What an unusual move. An uncharacteristic move for Elvin Hayes to wheel to his left and shoot the kind of a half hook shot. 9 times out of 10, he likes to go to his right and shoot the fall-away jumper.
Well, we're going to have some changes now. Jim Brewer coming to the lineup. Also coming in for the Cavaliers will be Clarence Walker. That's Walker, number 14. They call him Foots. He had a size foot of 11 at 5 years of age. I don't believe that.
That's why they call him Foot.
That's right. Elvin Hayes at the line now. Chance for a three-point play.
Washington will try to take advantage of the mismatch. Walker has problems defensively matching up, so they'll try to take advantage of him.
That's already 11 points for the Big E, and the Bullets have taken the lead now, 28-26. Hayes had 28 points in the first game, then was shut down to 13, and a foul inside on Jimmy Jones.
You can see Unseld playing here. Walker drives baseline, creates a switch, tries to bounce it in, and Jimmy Jones got caught on a mismatch and had the foul.
Brewer can't get it to go, and Unseld comes away. That Unseld is a workman under there. Always in the middle of everything. To Chenier. Chenier with Austin Carr on him. Into Unseld. Unseld picked up outside by Jimmy Brewer. 6'9" against 6'7", the Big E. And there's Campy Russell. A complete basketball player. He has all the tools off to Walker. Austin Carr taking it inside. That's 9 points for Carr. He's done that twice now against the big guys.
Certainly has. You wouldn't think at his size that he would take it all the way to the hoop like that. They're giving him, they're trying to cut off the jumper, and he's taking it right there.
There they try to go backdoor to Chenier. It's off of the Cavaliers. Unseld showing again, Sonny, his passing ability there as he gets it inside. He's second on this team in assists, and you can see why on that very particular play. 6:39 left in this first half. The Cavaliers, the Bullets, deadlocked at 28 apiece.
Roundup. It's a nice word for long days sitting in a hard saddle and long nights sleeping on the hard ground. But now comes Miller time, and those are beautiful words for the time when you head for the best tasting beer you can find. America's quality beer, Miller High Life.
If you got the time, we got the beer, Miller
Hi, gang. No, this ain't a beer. It's STP oil treatment. I take care of my own cars, and I've been using STP for the last 10 years. The troops at STP tell me it makes your oil tougher, even a premium 10W40. And it helps reduce engine wear and you burn less oil. What I'm telling you is it works. And you can take that to the bank.
Next Saturday, CBS Sports Spectacular presents the $100,000 added Bluegrass Stakes, with Honest Pleasure competing in this last major race before the Derby.
Well, it's 28 all, as the Bullets have come from behind in this ball game after getting off to a slow start. A lot of that precipitated by the turnovers. As the Cavaliers, and I think already, Sonny Jurgensen, we're seeing how their bench has been effective. We've had Carr come off the bench. Carr, thus far, has already contributed 9 points to the game. Thurman has come off the bench. Russell, you mentioned who's there last seems to be the most important thing.
The thing I think it's good about playing a lot of different people, if you can afford to do so, Gary, I think it keeps everybody in the game. You make them feel important. Everybody's a part in making their contribution.
Weatherspoon almost didn't get that one in. Off to Hayes. They've had trouble this year. The Bullets inbouncing the ball. There's Robinson. We have an apology to Mr. Robinson. He's from Tennessee State. I think I said Grambling earlier, and he's back in and gets a quick 2. He has 4 points. 30-28, the Bullets by 2. Jimmy Brewer. Austin Carr. Look at Robinson on Carr. And a foul inside. And it's going to go on Robinson. It's tough for Robinson to stay with Carr.
It certainly is. On the other hand, at the other end of the court, it should be problems for Carr to play the muscle of Robinson. So we'll have to see who gets the better of it.
Austin Carr. He's in double figures now. 30-29. He has 10 points. He can tie this game up. So at the 6:15 mark, it's tied again. And we expect this all the way, right down to the end. And it's a steal by Walker. And the Cavaliers have taken the lead, 32-30. Jones. Remember, Bing is on the bench with 3 fouls. Here's Jones. Unseld. Look at him, horse the boards. That's just sheer determination.
And strength. Great offensive rebound by West.
That's 6 points for Unseld. 5:43 to go in the first half. Campy Russell, and he's going to be called, I believe, for charging. Let's take a look at Unseld and get an idea what it's like underneath.
You see the position he gets here. He goes up, he keeps the ball alive just by bouncing it back on the board. You see him kind of hesitate, a little pop there, and going up. A lot of strength there.
Protecting the ball with his body that time. That last foul on Russell, his first, a charging offensive foul. 32 on, another foul. Manny Sokol spotted something inside. There's Bill Fitch, and I don't know that Fitch agreed to that. The guy in the blue suit is his assistant, Jimmy Rogers, played at the University of Iowa. That's the foul on Foots Walker, his first. Chenier. A little too hard, and boy, is it tough in there now. I believe Unsel's guilty of fouling.
I think they caught him then.
I don't think West gets upset very often. Boy, he's mad there.
I'd hate to get him upset.
Here's what we were talking about earlier, the scoring from the bench. Cleveland has 11 points, most of that, of course, coming from Carr, and Washington with 5.
I think it's very important for Washington to get good play out of their bench.
Here's the veteran, Nate Thurman, 13th year in the NBA, out of Bowling Green. He had 10 rebounds Thursday in that ball game. Boy, they love him here.
A little strange style at the end of his shot. Watch him cock right as he gets to the top. A little hesitation.
I think he hesitated too much on that one. I believe he had somebody in the lane. He's going to get another crack at it. He faked him out on that one.
See him stop. He kind of hesitates right at the end. A little hesitation on his shot.
He faked everybody out. They were in the lane by the time he released the ball. He got it.
That's what caused Jimmy Jones to get into the lane.
That's right. 34-32, the Cavaliers by 2.
I think Meadowlark Lemon does a lot of that.
And it goes to Unseld. Blocked by Jones, by Thurman. And a foul. Boy, what an effort that time by Thurman.
After the shot here, it's kind of hard to shoot that jumper over Nate Thurman. Brewer comes down with it, and they get Len Robinson for reaching in. He fouls Brewer.
And that's his 3rd foul. They're going to have to get him out of the ball game. Weatherspoon will be coming in. Boy, Nate Thurman wants this one, doesn't he?
Well, I think he does. I think he'd like to feel that his contribution to this team, not playing the minutes that he does, the players do respect him and look up to him for their leadership. And you can see him when he's not playing, he's encouraging the younger players all the time.
You talk about a guy that wants to play and loves to play this game. That's the man at the free throw line right now, Jim Brewer. Great desire. He wants to be the best. And he has this year put his game together. He has better concentration, not making the mechanical errors that he had in the past. He'll have 2 shots. So the Cavaliers, after having that lead whittled down, now jump back on top 35-32. The last foul on Robinson is his third, so Nick Weatherspoon has come in. Jimmy Jones is in, along with Hayes, Chenier, and Unseld. Oh! What is that? Getting peanut butter in your mouth.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing when you shoot the air ball from the foul line.
Well, that shows a little of the tension, some of the excitement in this one.
Exactly right. That shows you that this is the playoffs and how much these games mean.
This is for keeps. 35-32. 5:02 left in the first half. Unseld really being pressured outside by Brewer. That's quite a battle. Off to Weatherspoon. On Campy Russell. Rebound by Foots Walker. He's only 5'11". Well, he can handle the ball, can't he? He played on the same junior college team with Bob McAdoo. What a team that was at Vincennes, Indiana. Got to reset it now.
He had an easy job. Get it to McAdoo.
That's right. Here's Carr. Carr with 13 points. 37-32, and what a shot in the arm he's given the Cavaliers.
What does Sonny Hill call that? Twine time?
That's right. Nothing but the twine. Weatherspoon inside now to Hayes. To Chenier. Look at Thurman hustle on defense. Chenier. Unseld. They're going to reset it. Off to Hayes. And Campy Russell comes away with it. The Cavaliers are hitting the boards. Walker. Oh!
To the feet then. Great move. Nobody picked him up.
30,
he takes it. Nobody. They failed to pick him up here, and he takes it right down the key. Keeps right on going. Double pumps. And gets it on the board.
Boy, the crowd's on their feet. Chenier, Russell. The crowd is on their feet, applauding the Cavaliers. Walker back down again. They're going to shut him off this time. Boy, something like that could really fire a club up. It was 30-30, and now it's 39-32. Russell. And that'll be the Bullets basketball. So after being tied 30-all, they've outscored them 9-2. But I think, more importantly, they've really gotten on the defensive boards.
I think Walker has changed the tempo of the game a little bit. He's getting the ball up the court, and the Bullets look a little sluggish. They're not moving offensively, and I think it's bothering them some defensively.
Chenier off to Unseld, driving on Brewer, and he is... Who's the foul on? It's going to go on Brewer. Brewer moving in to Unseld.
Not according to these 20,000 people here.
Dave Bing is getting ready now to come back into the lineup. That's the first foul on Jim Brewer, and Bing will come in for Jimmy Jones. So Unseld at the line. An interesting thing about Unseld, he does not shoot well from the free throw line. He's only shot about 59% this year.
And he shot 56 from the floor. I think if you young kids watching and watching the way West does shoot the ball, I think that you watch the pure shooters, the Austin Cars, and the people that have the natural motion shooting the ball. It looks like to me that West spins the ball too much. He has too many revolutions on the ball for it to hit softly up there. Watch how this ball spins when he releases it. He gets a lot of wrist into it.
And the rebound cleared by Brewer. We have a new man in the lineup for the Bullets. Clem Haskins is checked in. So we have two new guards, Bing and Haskins, playing out. Up to Brewer. Brewer again. Gets it off to Carr. Carr has been something, and he palmed the ball. He carried the ball. That's a very similar call that occurred against Dave Bing in that second game that turned it over. So we're going to have a break in the action with 2:46 remaining in this first half of play. The Cavaliers leading the Washington Bullets 39-32 as Bill Fitch has his club rolling.
As a businessman, for me, there is no other choice other than Datsun. We own 35 Datsuns, and they perform beautifully. You cannot beat the cost of operation, and the downtime is minimal. Rain, sleet, snow, these cars keep going, and they put an average of 1,000 miles a week on each one of them. We've tried 4 different manufacturers in the past 4 years, constantly checking to see if there's a better automobile than a Datsun, and for my money, there isn't.
A good electric pre-shave is very important to me, but I never had much choice until now. Menon's got a new one. Skin Bracer Pre-Electric. It really props those hairs up so I can chop them off close. Feels good, smells good. I get a great electric shave. Then I top it off with my Skin Bracer aftershave. I love that cold slap in the face. Thanks. I needed that.
Immediately following the game, CBS Sports Spectacular will present the finals of the $150,000 WTA Championships from Los Angeles, where the winner will receive $40,000.
Well, that's coming up later this afternoon. Chrissy Everett against Yvonne Goolagong in the WTA Finals, and what a match that should be. 39-32. Gary Bender along with Sonny Jurgensen. Sonny, we're going to have a game here.
We certainly are. I think the game is progressing now into, I think, the feeling out of the first quarter, the nervousness. I thought the Bullets started very slow, Gary, but which was kind of surprising. And Cleveland had an opportunity to take advantage of that, and they did. And they've pulled away here. They're getting good play here from their bench again with Fritz Walker, Nate Thurman, Carr, and Russell. They have four non-starters in the game right now.
And Munsell didn't see that one, but it's saved by Weatherspoon. Dave Bing, and Bing's been fouled. The foul will go on Walker. Well, they had to bring Bing back in. He has 3 personals, but I think that Casey Jones felt he couldn't wait any longer to get the veteran back in. That's the second foul on Fritz Walker. Walker at 5'11" is going to have that problem. They'll try to take him inside.
They certainly will, but times that when you try to post one man like that and try to take advantage of size, say Fritz Walker's size, you get out of your pattern of offense, and that's a mistake.
That, by the way, was the first point for Bing, now his second, and it's 39-34. They've got to have that scoring from Bing, who's averaged 16 points a game, and he's back in now. Walker being picked up by the veteran. Off to Jim Brewer. Both these teams will run their offense, and a foul. Unso trying to reach inside. You know, he doesn't have to hit you very hard, and you go moving out of there. He's so big and so strong. Wait a minute, they're going to call that a foul on Haskins. Clem Haskins is guilty, and that's his first. 2 shots coming now to Austin Carr.
You see the difference in his shooting style and motion. Look how the ball spins for him, just slightly. It seems to work for him, too, doesn't it?
He's got 15 points, Sonny, already. With 2:17 left in this first half. What a job for Austin Carr. 41-34. Look at Walker stay after Bing. Unso with Brewer on him. Boy, it's tough to find anybody open to Clem Haskins, an excellent shooter. He can shoot with anybody. And look at the rebound by Nate Thurman. Boy, the big guy has really been something. Off it comes to Walker. And the Cavaliers just inside 2 minutes left. They'll set it up. Reaching in, Weatherspoon. The bench of the Cavaliers has been a very instrumental part of this first half of play. Here's Russell. Picked up by Weatherspoon. And that's the shot clock running out. They foul at the buzzer. The shot clock running out. They were bleeding that one down all the way. Committing a foul was Weatherspoon, his second, and Campy Russell at the line.
I think Casey's looking for some combination that might pick up the tempo a little bit for Washington. He hadn't found the right combination because 34 points and a half for Washington. You can credit a lot to the great defense that Cleveland plays, but also poor shot selection and just not moving. They look a little lethargic today.
Campy Russell now has 2 points. 43-34. Bing will try to get this Washington Bullet Club rolling with 1.5 minutes left in the first half. Walker been under his chin all afternoon long. Weatherspoon have a mismatch now as he's on Austin Carr. Rebound, Walker. Here he goes. And I think he walked with that one. He did. A little too many foot fakes on that one.
He lost control of the ball. He wanted to do something with it, and he almost went up in the air, which is a mistake unless you know what you're going to do with it.
Well, that's the 6th turnover against the Cavaliers. That's Chenier who's come in now, 45, playing it off to Dave Bing. So the starting guards are back in. Walker not going to let Bing get across that 10-second line. Hayes with Thurman on him. 1 minute left in this first half. Weatherspoon, and he walked with it. Weatherspoon walking to the ball. You don't see the continuity in the Washington offense you might expect.
He certainly does. They're freelancing a lot. They're not setting up the offense and running the plays. They have to run their patterns, but they don't play the type of basketball they want to.
Austin Carr, 15 points in the game. He obviously is a high point man. Hayes has 11 of the game for the Bullets. Thurman, he doesn't like to shoot out there. Walker, back to Thurman. Campy Russell. Beautiful effort by the Cavaliers.
They kept it alive. They're going to the offensive boards. They didn't block out then.
Russell now with 4 points. Into Hayes. Unseld. And let's see, is that going to count or not? We have a foul. The basket is going to count by Unseld. Unseld's driving a lot, trying to take him inside. That's the foul on Austin Carr and his second.
You know, you watch Washington come down the court each time offensively. It's like they're not really sure what they want to do, how they want to set up, what they want to do with the basketball, who they want to get it to.
Here's Bill Fitch yelling some instructions into Campy Russell. And Unseld's going to have another one. You know, Sonny, a lot of people feel that when the Cavaliers won Thursday, they got back in the playoff. That had they been down 2 games coming in here, it might have been entirely different.
It certainly would have. And I think Washington felt the same way, and they seem to be playing somewhat like that today.
Look at Walker. Picked up by Bing. He's going to have to play off of him. He has 3 fouls already. 14 seconds left now in the first half. They're going to go for the last shot. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Matches up with the game clock. Walker. Russell. And Hayes has got it, and that'll be the end of the first half of play. So the first half has come to a close here at the Coliseum in Richfield, Ohio, as a standing crowd, a partisan Cleveland Cavalier crowd, applauds the first 24 minutes. The Cavaliers leading the Washington Bullets 45-37 in this very, very important third game of this best-of-7 series, which came in here tied up at 1 game apiece. We're going to be back with our halftime at the Coliseum in a moment.
You'll see the best in basketball when you watch the NBA. When you watch the NBA on CBS.
When I found out I could put 3 things into this Datsun 710, I knew it was the perfect car for me. It's not the bucket seats, front disc brakes, or the rear window defogger. That stuff comes standard. The 3 things I put in it are called Mary, Jeff, and Susan. And because of them, I know this Datsun 710 is my kind of car. A family car. Datsun saves.
Test drive a 710 sedan, hardtop, or wagon with your family this week.
The Pony Express. Nearly 2,000 tough miles from Missouri to California. That took guts. It still does. The kind built into this tire, the Sears Road Handler. We retrace the rugged, historic route of the Pony Express to show you how tough it is. Road Handler from Sears. It's the tire that took on the route of the Pony Express and made it. Our widest radial design with more steel than before. The Road Handler, Sears' best steel-belted radial. Only at Sears.
I'm Rick Barry, and if you're a basketball fan, I have an idea that's as exciting as sinking the game winner. Visit Basketball's Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts, the game's mecca. You'll see our glamorous yesterdays, the men and the teams, amateur and professional, who built the sport you love. Dr. James Naismith, who invented basketball. Bob Cousy, who refined it. George Mikan, its first oversized star. John Wooden, the legendary coach. They're all there along with 90 more. It's open year-round, waiting for you.
Hi, everybody. Gary Bender along with Sonny Hill as we've come to the close of the first half of play. And Sonny, interestingly enough, the Cavaliers have been a slow starting club, but here this afternoon it's been different.
It's a good lead-in because bench, Austin Carr in particular, is one of the key things that's happening in the ball game. And up to this ball game, Carr just hasn't been able to play the kind of ball that he played coming down the stretch. I've spoken to him on a couple of occasions, and he's indicated that he's trying to get it together, and he really put it together in the first half.
Sonny, I get the feeling that the Bullets are frustrated. Their continuity's not there.
The reason for that is that they are a running ball club. When you cut the Bullet fast break off, you cut the Bullet offense off to a large degree. I was here Tuesday night when the Bullets played excellent pattern basketball in the first half, but that's not indicative of Washington Bullet basketball. When you think of the Bullets, you think of Unseld and Hayes rebounding, kicking it out, and getting the fast break, either the layup or a jump shot off of that kind of play, and Cleveland has cut that off.
You know, we talked about the home court disadvantage, but today I get the feeling the crowd has really brought the Cavaliers on.
Well, not only that, but I think you indicated something early in the ball game with the fact that Bingo Smith made that big shot. It has given them the kind of confidence where in the first quarter of the ball game they were struggling a little bit, but they hung in there with good aggressive play, good defense, and then all of a sudden the tempo changed. The momentum of the game shifted to the Cavaliers, and they were able to take full advantage of it. And Nate Thurman did a real good job of helping to close down the middle.
Okay, Sonny, you have the highlights ready to go now this first half. Let's look at it.
In the first quarter of the ball game, Elvin Hayes was able to get off to a quick start. He scored a couple of quick baskets, and that helped to set the tempo a little bit for the Washington Bullets. The Cavaliers came back because they were able to get inside a lot. Notice how Jones receives the pass and knifes inside. That puts a lot of pressure on your defense. The Cavaliers are a team that move the basketball very well. Brewer goes to the basket, kicks it back out to Clemens, and Clemens to Bingo Smith, and that's just excellent movement of the basketball. Jimmy Jones had to come off the bench when Dave Bing had committed 3 fouls early, and I thought he played very well. He controlled the tempo, he hit a couple of shots, but the important thing was able to hold the team together until Dave could come back late in the ball game. Austin Carr was the man who came off the bench, and he made moves like this, which really helped his ball club a great deal. Again, notice how he's getting inside and putting pressure on the defense. Unseld, you talked about Unseld, and rightfully so. Notice how he goes up, keeps it alive, and then uses his body and a soft touch in order to help his ball club. But the man I thought was very instrumental in helping this ball club was this man right here. That's Nate Thurman. Wilt Chamberlain told me, he said, Sonny, the best defensive center that has ever played against me is Nate the Great. And when Wilt tells you that, you have to go for it.
Okay, Sonny, thanks. We're going to be back with more of our halftime of this exciting playoff game, but right now, let's pause for station identification.
The incredible corrupt empire of Boss Tweed comes to life in Stop Thief on the American Parade, Thursday on CBS.
Franco Harris, Pittsburgh Steelers.
The harder the competition, the harder you have to play.
Gary Hansen, TWA.
TWA is up against more competition than any other airline. So to get you to fly with us, we have to be better.
Rick Barry, Golden State Warriors.
What makes a winning team?
Competitive spirit. Captain Davis, TWA.
This team, they've got a lot of competitive spirit. That's why TWA is out to be the best on-time airline in the business.
Nolan Ryan, California Angels.
Keep coming up with something new. That's how you stay ahead.
Laura Kulak, TWA.
Only TWA gives you your choice of movies, plus something new. Sports films on all movie flights.
If you want to stay on top, you have to be better.
The TWA, being the best isn't everything. It's the only thing.
Channel 2, New York.
The NBA on CBS is sponsored by Datsun, America's #1 selling import for cars and trucks. Datsun saves.
The 45-37. Sonny, as we look at the first half statistically, I'm surprised that both the Cavaliers and the Bullets shooting the same from the field, 38%.
Well, again, we talk about playoff basketball. When you talk about playoff basketball, you talk about the pressure. And one of the things that happens is that you can tell in the palms of your hand. Your palms of your hand become very sweaty, so therefore the shooting percentage normally is going to go down, unless you're getting the high percentage shot. That's why when we looked at the highlights, I pointed out the importance of Cleveland getting inside and putting a lot of pressure on the defense of the Washington Bullets. But that is a normal reaction in playoffs because you just seem to not be able to have the normal grip on that basketball as you would during normal regular season.
I know there's been a couple of shots by the Big E inside. Looked like he just didn't have the touch you were used to seeing. He was putting them off the glass too hard.
Let me pull your coattail a little bit about that. Nate Thurman was there. If you notice on one of those plays, he faked right, fake left, and then spun in a direction that he normally would not. You talked about a play where he came down the middle with a hook shot. Right. That's not a Big E shot, but he recognizes that against Nate Thurman, he has to use a different type strategy because of the great respect that he has for Nate's defense.
Now, early in the game, the Bullets, I think, had 8 turnovers. Now, that was their problem on Thursday. They had 26 for the game. Now, as the course of the year wore on, how are they doing in the turnover department?
Well, turnovers, again, are a big part of playoff basketball. A premium is always placed on the basketball. And when you're turning that ball over, you're then giving the other team extra chances to score. And the Bullets are going to have to do a better job. And that's where Dave Bing comes in because that's his role. He is the lead guard. He's the guy responsible for protecting that basketball.
Sonny, let's change the subject a little bit. As you know, each year, CBS has their NBA Most Valuable Player. The past 2 years, the previous 2 years, Bob McAdoo of the Buffalo Braves won the honor. This year, Dave Cowens of the Boston Celtics, and I think rightfully so.
Well, I saw 91 basketball games this year. I saw 9 preseason and 3 playoffs up to this point. And the player that I thought was the most valuable player was Dave Cowens, along with the other people who voted at CBS. And we see some highlights of the many different things that Dave Cowens does for a basketball team. And maybe the most important thing that he does is not the things that always show up in the box score, Gary. It's the things that he brings to the floor that inspires his teammates. And to me, that is indicative of what a most valuable player should be all about. Statistics do not always indicate the value of a ball player.
You know, you're talking about something called heart, I guess, and I don't think he has to get fired up for the playoffs. He's fired up all the time.
Well, there's a thing about Dave Cowens. He is just the kind of guy who loves to play the game, and when he's on the floor, he plays very aggressive. He said to me one time, he said, Sonny, I don't care what the people think about me, other than the fact that when I'm playing basketball and I'm playing aggressive, I appreciate the fact that they look at me in that manner.
Okay, Sonny. We're going to be back with more of our halftime here from the Coliseum in Richfield as Cleveland leads Washington 45-37.
The difference between these oil filters and this Motorcraft filter from Ford is just pennies. But look at what you get. Instead of just a paper filter, Motorcraft gives you both nylon and cotton. In tests against these filters, Motorcraft trapped more than twice the dirt. Don't let a few pennies keep you from getting the oil filter that tested best. Ask for Motorcraft oil filters, batteries, shock absorbers, and tune-up parts. Motorcraft from Ford. They're tested tough.
We're going to prove that Edge lets you shave closer than the leading foam. First, listen to an unshaven face using an ordinary credit card. Now we'll shave the left side with foam, the right with Edge. With Edge's protective lubrication, we pressed harder to shave closer than foam. Now listen to the foam side. Then listen to the Edge side. Foam. Edge. Edge lets you shave closer than the leading foam.
If you couldn't register to vote last time around, do it this time around. If you couldn't register to vote last time around, do it this time around.
Brought to you by the National Basketball Association as a public service.
All right, at the Coliseum in Richfield, we're still at halftime. Let's go now to Sonny Jurgensen outside the Cleveland Cavaliers dressing room.
Back here at the locker rooms, I've had a chance to visit with both coaches here and talk with them about what their intentions are for the second half, what they have to do. In talking with Bill Fitch, he said that The problem that they have, they think in the second half, is going to be Dave Bing. How are they going to handle Bing? They didn't get to see a lot of him in the first half because he was in foul trouble. But they figure that they're going to have to be very careful and concerned with him in the second half. Also, they have to continue to play good, tough defense. He said defense has got them where they are. They have to play tough defense in the second half, and they have to take advantage of the breaks. He said they've had an opportunity for breaks, and they haven't been able to take advantage of them as they would like to. On the other hand, I went over and visited with K.C. Jones shortly ago, and he said that the problem that they're having is a matchup with Austin Carr. They haven't been able to handle Austin Carr because of his quickness. They want him to drive to the basket, but they want the big men to come out and pick him up when he does drive. They haven't been doing that. Therefore, he's been getting the easy layup. They have to play tough defense. He said because of the pressure that Cleveland is putting on them, they're forcing them away from the basket a little farther out of their pattern than they'd like to be. But he said in the second half he's going to have to let Phil Chenier handle the ball a little more and let Dave Bing work without the ball, because Bing has been getting in foul trouble holding on to the ball, and they want to get him into the offense a little more. So we'll have to see which coach's philosophy and strategy in the second half is going to work, because Washington down now, they felt a little unsure of what they wanted to do with the ball in the first half and who they wanted to go to. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to take place and which coach's strategy works best. Now back to Gary Bender courtside.
All right, Sonny. Let's take a look now at the individual scoring in this first half of play. First for the Bullets, Elvin Hayes has 11 points. Unseld with 9. Then Chenier has 6. Lynn Robinson with 4. 3 for Weatherspoon, and Dave Bing, who got into that foul difficulty, picking up only 2 points. As far as the Cleveland Cavaliers are concerned, you see the man who's really made the difference coming off the bench, Austin Carr, with a total of 15 points. Boy, what a job he's done. Brewer and then Clemens, followed by Russell, Jones, Smith, Walker. You can see again what's been indicative of the success of the Cavaliers all year long is their balanced scoring. They came in to the playoffs with no one player averaging more than 16 points a game. It's been a long time since clubs have had the success that they've had without one big man averaging at least 20 points a game. And there again shows you what the bench has meant to the Cavaliers. That's really a remarkable statistic when you consider there is a total of 20 points different from the bench. And right now at halftime, a 45-37 lead. But that's been, I think, no surprise maybe to the Cavaliers themselves, because they expected Carr to do that. He's done that the entire stretch drive. In fact, if you look at Carr coming into this series, he's had a high of 27 points, but down the stretch, he's averaged close to 20 points a game. So I think the adrenaline flows. You see things happen in playoffs that you're not going to see all year long. And Carr, I think, is indicative of that, Sonny, is he's got that little extra effort here today, and that's the difference right now in the game.
Well, being a great basketball player that he is, and I think he has a little added incentive playing against Washington, because he is from the Washington area, and I'm sure he likes to do well against them. You know, his mobility was hampered somewhat because of his knee injury. Now it looks to me that he's not having any problem at all. You know, in talking with the coaches back there, they really feel that Carr is a difference so far. They can't seem to put a handle on him going to the basket. They want him to go, but they said they have to pick him up a little earlier, push him away from the basket a little more, and get a little help with the big people on him.
There's Bill Fitch, his 6th year as the head coach, also the general manager of the Cavaliers, talking to his club, who's in the playoffs for the first time. They just missed last year, you might recall, in the final playoff game, missing by a point. But they came back out, won 42 of their first 70 games this year, showing that they were meaning business to get back into the playoffs or get into the playoffs for the first time. The guy that has made this game possible today, Sonny Jurgensen, is none other than Bugs Bunny. You believe that? You know, they talk about carrots improving your eyesight. I'm surprised he didn't take that to one of the officials. Of course, Sonny Hill, I saw him shooting baskets earlier. He's got great eyesight.
I wonder why they brought it to him. I don't quite understand that. And of course, there's Tiny. This is his 8th straight playoff.
No worse for the wear. I've seen you wear a hat something like that.
Never. No.
Tiny, the mascot. Nope. You see him? He heard you.
He heard me.
All right. We're ready to go.
Hat.
Second half now. Clemens to bring it down for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Dave Bing on him. Now Bingo Smith. And it goes to Jim Brewer. That's the original starting five in the lineup now for Cleveland as they start the second half of play. Smith, who got him rolling, hitting a shot from outside. Off to Clemens. Clemens off to Snyder. Oh, that's a long way.
What a shot.
That's his first 2 points, and what a way to start the second half.
The clock running down, 24-second clock running down, and he takes one from about 30 feet.
That's a 10-point lead now for the Cavaliers. Chenier. And he was intimidated on that, but Hayes is there, and he's fouled. Hayes doing a good job that time of following that shot. We'll go to the line.
The thing is, he rolled in and got offensive position. Got a mistake on Brewer's part there, letting him get to the boards. He had better position than Brewer did.
That's the second foul on Brewer. Chance for the three-point play for the Big E. Brewer's got it. 47-39. The Cavaliers finish one game ahead of the Bullets in the division, the Eastern Division. And now, after winning 4 of the 6 regular season games, trying to go 2-1 in the playoff here. Jones. Hayes gets it off to Unsel. Here they go to Bing. Dave Bing held down in this first half to only 2 points because of foul difficulty. Robinson, he's on the baseline. Out of bounds.
I was kind of surprised that in the way coaches think that they felt that Bing was going to be their problem here. They called timeout because he couldn't get the ball inbounds. He couldn't inbounds it. Very wisely called a timeout.
So the Cleveland Cavaliers stop the clock with 10:49 to go in the third quarter. The Cavaliers lead it 47-39.
We've come to California to introduce you to the town of Sonoma. We gave the people of Sonoma a new antiperspirant spray to try, a non-aerosol spray called Ban Basic. It delivers a fine, even spray with no aerosol propellants, and aerosol users preferred Ban Basic more than 2 to 1 over their regular spray brand.
It does keep me dry, especially in Sonoma.
Well, I like the fact that it wasn't an aerosol. I was impressed with Ban Basic because it was a spray and not an aerosol.
It keeps me dry all day with just one use in the morning.
I liked it because it is non-aerosol.
Since I've used it, I think it's wonderful.
It lasts, it keeps me dry, and it's effective.
That's right. Ban Basic stops wetness better than a leading antiperspirant spray. And a 3-ounce size actually lasts longer than an 8-ounce aerosol. Try Ban Basic, the new non-aerosol antiperspirant spray.
Next Saturday, CBS Sports Spectacular will present the National Indoor Swimming Championships from Long Beach, California.
Well, there's a future NBA basketeer. Got Goofy. We have Bugs Bunny and Goofy here. Boy, that young man's enjoying it, isn't he? Sellout crowd here. 10:49 left in this third quarter. 47-39. The Cavaliers. Brewer to Jones. Look at Brewer go up. Bingo Smith has it. Great effort that time by Brewer. Bingo.
It's that layup again for him. Anywhere from 30 down, it's a layup.
Boy, he has that zeroed in on, doesn't he? 6 points for Bingo Smith. He has an automatic 10-point lead again now for Cleveland. Bing outside. The Bullets just haven't put it together here. You got to give credit to the Cavaliers.
And look, they're standing. No one's moving offensively except the man with the basketball. No one's moving.
Here's Bing. And Bingo Smith comes away with it. They're getting only one crack at the basket, too.
They certainly are, and the thing that
Bingo overlays that one. Chenier's got it.
The thing they're doing is playing such good defense, too.
Boy, you see the defense in these playoffs. Beautiful pass to Robinson. Chenier to Robinson. Robinson with 6 points. 49-41. That's the kind of play you expect out of the Bullets, getting the ball
I think
inside.
he was kind of surprised that he was so loose and free underneath.
Truck Robinson became a starter March 18th in this Bullets lineup, replacing Mike Reardon. They think he's going to be a star of the future. Here's Hayes coming up with it. That's the 7th turnover in the game now against the Cavaliers. Just inside 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Truck Robinson off to Unsel, picked up by Brewer. Well, Unsel looks bigger than 6'7" to me. Brewer's at 6'9", staying with it. Off to Hayes, Chenier. Now they're starting to work their offense.
Like Snyder turned his ankle a little bit on running around the pick.
We're going to have a foul coming up on Bingo Smith.
21!
Oh, wait a minute. Dave Bing, and that's 4 on Dave Bing.
I think he was very surprised about, he got hit in the head then, but he was very surprised where the screen was set, because they set the screen in the back court. It kind of surprised him. You can see him getting knocked over here. He didn't expect Bingo Smith to be setting a screen that far down court, and they're going to have to make a change.
Right, K.C. Jones has got to come back in with Jimmy Jones. Bingo Smith makes it a 50-43 game, so Bing's been in foul difficulty. You saw a quick look at Jimmy Jones replacing Bing, who goes out with 4.
Well, Pitch said he was concerned about him. Now he doesn't have to be concerned.
Well, that's definitely been a difference in this game. Clemens that time, you see him fight through that pick. He's fighting through another one. Here's Jones. And we got to have a foul inside. I tell you, it's getting a little rough right now.
It certainly is. There were some words going on between Unsel and Jim Clemens, and I think he's giving him a warning.
Clemens is going through the gyrations here. I'll tell you, I wouldn't pick a fight with Unsel.
I'll pick somebody else.
That's right.
If I got a choice.
Of course, there's not very many guys on the Bullets that aren't big. Here is a shot by Jones. 51-45. You can see the Bullets now getting more aggressive. Clemens is angry. You can tell that. He's going to direct this offense now. He is the guy that really makes his team move. Brewer, Bingo Smith. Boy, that's something to watch.
Makes it look so easy, too.
He's in double figures, 10 points. 53-45. Oh, what a screen. I'll tell you.
I'll tell you, I can't believe they didn't call a foul there.
Oh, I felt that one over here. Here's Robinson. It is getting tough right now. We've got a foul on Bingo Smith. He ran into a brick wall.
And they didn't call a foul, and they hit him running wide open.
At the line will go Robinson. Bill Fitz sitting down. I don't think he can believe it.
That was the same type of call that they call a 4th foul on Dave Bing.
Oh, look at it again, Sonny.
Look at that. Oh, they didn't call it a foul. It's hard to believe.
At the line goes Robinson. Boy, I tell you, when Unsel sets a pick, you know you've been set up, haven't you?
You got to be peeping him the whole time to find out where he is.
I guess so. You get one of those CBs they're talking about. At the line now, Robinson. And there's K.C. Jones yelling something in.
I think he's complaining just what we were talking about. Why didn't call him the same way at both ends?
Robinson gets the second half of it.
I think we can look for the officials here, Gary, to start calling some hand-checking fouls, try to get control of this game again.
7 points in the game now for Truck Robinson. Clemens out to Snyder. Back to Clemens. And Robinson was there. He even jumped twice on that one. Just hung in the air. Off to Jones. 7:49 to go, and the intensity picking up. You can see it underneath, the way they're pushing, shoving, and fighting. Here's the Big E. Oh,
what a pretty shot.
That's his shot, isn't it? He likes to kiss it off the glass.
He likes this side of the basket. He has a preference. That's right, exactly where he wants to be.
He's now tied with Austin Carr for the scoring leadership with 15 points. Clemens with Jones on him. Clemens is quick. Bingo Smith. And he missed one. And got a foul inside.
I think he's going to call Chenier. Chenier pushed off. Watch Chenier here under the basket at the bottom of your screen. You can see him when the ball comes down. He's actually just pushing off. He was pushing Brewer off, and they caught him.
And that's his third foul on him with 7:16. Clemens brings it outside to Snyder. Boy, he gets that ball up high on the arch. Bingo Smith brings it out, and Chenier bounced out of there. They're going to have a foul on Bingo Smith.
He was just coming out with the ball and ran over Chenier.
You know, the thing about this, Sonny, I think this play by the Bullets is intimidating Cleveland a little bit right now. They're really getting physical out there. 53-48 is that foul going against Bingo Smith as his second.
This play, they're setting up a 1C play. They're setting it up to go to, they had to go to the option on it. They were trying to set up Phil Chenier.
So they'll try it again. The truck's going to try to get it in. Off to Chenier. Snyder on him. That's a tough shot. A Brewer's got it. Here they go. Snyder. Dick Snyder getting down. He has 4 points, 55-48. Jones being pressured by Clemens. And you see Clemens fighting around Hayes that time. I think Clemens is guilty of a foul. Let's see.
So far, what Bill Fitch wanted to do is working. He wanted to take advantage of the breaks. He's done that.
Well, that was a foul on Clemens. That's his third personal foul at the 6:27 mark. The Cavaliers lead the Bullets.
You know, we've had a few disagreements over the years, but there's one thing we do agree on, and that's light beer from Miller. Light is 1/3 less calories than their regular beer.
But the best part is that it tastes so great.
The best part is it's less filling.
Nah, it tastes great.
Less filling.
Tastes great.
Less filling. Less filling. You know even less about beer than basketball.
That's it, Heinsohn. You're out of the bar.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Most small cars give you good mileage and low price. But when it comes to hills, how do they make the grade? According to tests certified by the United States Auto Club, one small car, Ford's Pinto Pony, even with its road-hugging weight, climbed hills faster than Chevette, faster than Toyota Corolla, and faster than Datsun B210. Yet even with the power to face up to hills, Pinto Pony still gets great mileage ratings. This kind of performance helps make Pinto the best-selling small car in America at your Ford dealer.
Tomorrow, the NBA on CBS presents an exciting playoff doubleheader, with Buffalo going against Philadelphia in the first game. Then Detroit takes on Milwaukee.
Well, there's a reminder that it's Easter tomorrow. Little graphics there. I tell you, those guys in the truck really coming up with something, aren't they? Look at that. What does that say on there? Cavaliers. Yes, sirree. Number one. Well, they are right now. They're leading 55-48. Statistically, in this game, Cleveland shooting 39% from the field in the second half, 81 from the line, 42% for Washington, which I think shows that they're starting to run their offense a little better.
Well, in the last game, Gary, they had Cleveland shot 34% from the field, and Washington shot 36%. And it just shows what kind of defense both of these teams are capable of playing.
The Big E's got the ball off to Robinson. Let's see. Checking the lineup. No changes for the Bullets. Robinson brings it off to Jones. Into Elvin Hayes. Look at the pushing with he and Jones. Tipped by Jones. Comes out Snyder. Chenier. Off it goes, intended for Jones. Jones reaching it. Jones, those long arms, really can play tough inside. So now, Jimmy Jones for the Bullets will bring it in at the 6:07 mark. Off to Chenier. And it goes again. They're trying to move that ball into the big guy. And Jones is staying right with it. Bingo Smith has it.
Good defense.
Smith, Snyder, Clemens. Clemens with Jones on in. That was 6-4 against 6-4, but Clemens took him in and got it off. 8 points for Clemens, 57-48. Clemens originally with the Los Angeles Lakers. What a trade that has been for the Cavaliers.
The thing that impresses you about Cleveland is you see Jimmy Jones knock one in from about the key. Is the unselfishness on the part of the Cleveland players. They give the ball up. They look for the open man. Everybody's involved in the offense.
Jones cut that lead to 7. The Cavaliers lead by 7 with 5:14 to go in the third quarter. can see the Bullets have asserted themselves a little bit more here in the third quarter. Clemens, they let him have it, and he took it. Off it comes to Unseld. Pressure in the backcourt. Snyder trying to stay with Chenier. That's 10 points for Clemens. He and Carr now, along with Smith, the double figures. That's been the balanced scoring that the Cavaliers have experienced all year long. Robinson. Snyder trying to get it, and the Big E. Oh, what a shot.
Great presence to know where the basket was then.
He's high point man now with 17.
You can see this. He gets position again, gets the rebound, but look, he's turned away from the basket. It's kind of a reverse hook, but he knew where the hole was.
Back to the live action. Clemens, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. 7 seconds left on it. Bingo, and rebound by Unseld. Here's Jones, almost got a charging call. Both teams are setting up in that backcourt. Chenier with Snyder on him, and again you see how they continue to pick each other as they move the ball around the perimeter.
Washington again standing somewhat offensively, and another ball lost, another turnover for Washington.
That went off at Jimmy Jones' turnover. That's right, Sonny. At the 12th turnover, the Cavaliers have committed 7. However, most of those turnovers against the Bullets came in the first quarter. Steal attempt by Hayes. Brewer to Jones. Jones with 6 points, 61-52. Washington now starting to drop back again. They've been battling all game long. They tied it 30-all, and that's the last time they had this game tied up.
You know, you hear people talk a lot of times that if you live by the jump shot, you'll die by the jump shot. Cleveland they live well by the jump shot.
Up to Snyder. Has made it 63-52, his 6th point of the game. And the Washington Bullets are going to reorganize as Dave Bing goes back to the Bullets bench. They hope to get their composure back as they trail with 3:13, 63-52.
State Farm agent Doug Mays.
We specialize, of course, in the personal lines, meaning the automobile insurance, the fire insurance, the life insurance.
They want someone who is professional, someone they can have confidence in, and they want to be able to understand what they're buying.
State Farm agent Jim Golden.
For their family. But most of all, they want someone that they can count on to be there when they need him. And I think most people will find that a State Farm agent's that kind of a guy.
State Farm is there.
This Ford pickup is taking one tough pounding in these scenes from the movie Mr. Majestic. This Ford is a used 68 pickup, and it wasn't modified to take this terrific beating. Now, these exciting movie stunts have no bearing on normal usage, and this doesn't prove how long our 76 will last. But if you want a tough-built pickup, that's Ford. 93 out of 100 of all Ford trucks registered since '64 are still on the job. So get the one that's built Ford tough.
Polaroid introduces a little camera for SX70 pictures. Pronto. Doesn't look like an SX70, but neither does the price. $66. The picture shoots out hard and dry. You get the same kick of watching it develop before your eyes. And in minutes, you have a big, beautiful color picture. Pronto. Only 16 ounces, only $66. What do you say?
I want to remind you immediately following this game, the WTA Finals. Oh, what a tennis match we have coming up. Yvonne Goolagong-Cowley going against Chrissy Everett, and the crowd is on their feet here for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Are they excited about this Cleveland club?
They support them, I tell you. They inspire these people, and Cleveland is doing what they have to do. They're playing tough defense now. They're doing what they have to do to win. Everybody's hustling on defense.
See, Dave Bing is back in the lineup now. Robinson, this is Chenier. Snyder staying with him inside to the Big E, but he's in there too long. 3 seconds.
Good defense again on Cleveland's part. It's forcing Washington to really work for each shot that they take.
They're really going to the Big E. It looks like every time down the floor, they're going to him every time.
You have a tendency then, Gary, for everyone else to stand around. If you know one person is going to get the ball, and the rest of the people are standing around. That's why with Cleveland's offense, we get a foul here on,
well, Hayes, I think, guarding too closely that time. There's Nick Weatherspoon getting ready to come in. That's the second foul on Hayes. He came out and picked him up on that one.
That's why you see, when you see Cleveland's offense, you see more movement as Weatherspoon checks in, because everyone is involved in the offense.
So with less than 3 minutes left in the third quarter, 63-52, the Cavaliers. A change in the lineup, Weatherspoon replacing Robinson at a forward. Here's Snyder. And Snyder almost got it back, and Jones does.
Look at the great hustle on Cleveland's part there.
Well, they're trying to take a lead in this best-of-7 series. The crowd reacting to every development. Here's Clemens trying to get around the veteran Bing. Off to Snyder. Mismatch again is Hayes or Snyder off to Bingo Smith, and I believe we have a walking violation. We do, against Cleveland. That'll turn it back to the Bullets. That is the 8th turnover against Cleveland. The Bullets trailing 63-52, still 2:06 left in the third quarter. There's your rebounding. Unseld, no surprise. 12 rebounds. Then comes Hayes. Brewer really come on his own this year with 7. Chenier. Snyder on him.
Dangerous pass across the top of the key.
There's Bing. Now, he's the kind of guy I would suppose that Casey Jones hopes can bring him back. That is 4 points for Bing. Surprisingly low total.
Certainly is. But the foul trouble has bothered him throughout the day.
Tom Koselko is getting ready to come into the Bullets lineup. 1.5 minutes to go. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Jones misses. Clemens. Beautiful shot. There's Tom Kozelko, who will be in the moment. 12 points in the ball game for Clemens. He's really played a game. Off to Chenier. Snyder on him. Look at the intensity on Snyder as he stays with it. Wide open, Weatherspoon.
Only getting one shot at it.
There's Brewer. Bing breaking it up. Hustling back on defense, Bing. Sometimes, Sonny, those are the toughest shots to hit, the wide open one. As we look at Dave Bing, Tom Koselko is coming into the Bullets lineup. 1:02 left in the third quarter. The Cavaliers leading the Bullets 65-54. And right now, I'm sure that Casey Jones is trying somehow to turn this game around. And he's tried different combinations. He looked at Bing. But I think what you said earlier, Sonny, they just aren't involving all 5 people in their offense.
They certainly aren't, and I think that may be one reason he's bringing in Tom Koselko right now, Gary, because Tom will get the offense going, get back to their pattern offense. He likes to bring him in with 1 minute, 2 seconds left in the third quarter. I think he'd like to probably give Wes Unseld a little rest here, but Tom's the type of player that comes in, not a great shooter. He won't take a lot of shots, but he'll get the offense going. He'll make them run their patterns.
I think an interesting statistic, if we could have it, and we don't, but is how many one-shot times the Bullets have had. In other words, they have no multiple shots. They've had no follow shots because of the defensive board work of the Cavaliers.
The Cavaliers are really going to the boards. Jones and Brewer have just dominated the boards and dominated the tempo of this third quarter. And they're just scrapping. They're hustling. Snyder takes a shot from one side, comes out the other side with the ball. They're hustling all over the court. They're playing both ends of the court. And I think you can say that Washington looks a little lethargic offensively, but I'll tell you, a lot of that is caused by the great defensive play of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Okay, Sonny, there's a lot of talk about the Bullets being the favorites. Do you feel that pressure starting to assert itself a little? Because they are.
Well, I think there's more pressure on Washington. They had a chance the other night to win at home and take a 2-game lead. They didn't do that at the time. I think that hurt them seriously. Now, Cleveland, they talk about experience in playoffs. Cleveland has that experience now. They played 2 games. They won the close game. They didn't play well there. There's no question. Neither team played well the other night. I don't think Washington has played well here today. But again, I think it's because of the great defensive play that we're seeing. Both teams playing good defense as we're getting ready to get back into action here. And I think if you just watch how each man picks up and the intensity he has in picking up his men.
As far as the field goal percentages are concerned, very equal. 42 for Cleveland, 41 for Washington. There's a block shot on Brewer. So the Bullets with 56 seconds left in the third quarter. Chenier having a tough time. That little Walker's back in. Foots Walker come back in the ball game, number 14. And he's right under Jimmy Jones. Boy, he's a pest out there.
That's true. Look at him. He's all over him.
Up to Weatherspoon. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. 3, 2, 1. They just got it underway. Bingo Smith has it. Broken up by Weatherspoon. Good effort by the Spoon. Off it comes down to Jones. Jones with Walker on him. Well, that Walker, you got to look around for him. He'll sneak up on you. Chenier blocked by Brewer. What a play to Snyder.
Nobody back. He got the jump shot rejected. They go down and get the easy bucket.
Boy, that's a tough way to end the quarter for the Bullets. A little intimidation. 4 seconds left now in the third quarter. All right. That's going to be the end of the quarter. Let's look again at that shot, Sonny, that was blocked.
You see Brewer coming out, picking up Chenier. Chenier's on the floor. Snyder gets a clean break to the other end for an easy layup.
All right, we're ready now for the fourth quarter in a moment.
Here's the deal. Sue does the inside, and I do the outside.
Better get busy, hon.
She thinks I've got the hard part. She doesn't know about Sprint car wax. Sprint is so easy, size is no problem. Wipe it on and you get a real wax shine. It cleans road film and grime, and see, there's no buffing.
Harry.
Yeah.
Oh, poor baby.
J-Wax Sprint cleans and shines without buffing.
This is my cousin Gordon. We're riding to Alaska this summer. 3,000 miles. That's why we got Suzuki's.
Forget your troubles, get on Suzuki. You're gonna chase all your cares away. Shout hallelujah, get on Suzuki. You're heading for a happy day. Forget your troubles, get on
Go, Mom!
Suzuki.
We made it! Suzuki, designed to be the most trouble-free motorcycles in the world.
Slow down, sis. Watch where you're going.
Sheriff, your new Johnson CB radio's coming in loud and clear.
I'm giving you one more warning, sis.
Johnson makes a very professional CB. Automatic speech compression, automatic noise limiting.
Remember, sis, be more careful. Now, let's get out of here.
Anything you say, Sheriff.
Keep in touch with the CB the professionals use. Johnson, the great American adventure.
10-4.
Well, there's part of the crowd. It's kind of a happening here. It's the end thing to come to the Cleveland Cavalier games. You understand that young man a moment ago was a nephew of Nick Maletti, the owner, and he has to be very happy as his Cleveland Cavaliers right now lead 67-54. There's the young nephew.
He certainly is happy. Another standing ovation to start the fourth quarter. You know, you look at this game, the Cavaliers have been very consistent. They had a 6-point lead first quarter, an 8-point at halftime. They've now built it to a 13-point lead as the fourth quarter gets underway.
Well, the Bullets have tied it up 30-all, and then it moved to 39-32. Here is Bing. He's trying to follow him. The big guy's back in there. Nate Thurman, number 42. So we have Walker, Bingo Smith, Thurman, Snyder, and Brewer in the lineup for the Cavaliers. As far as the Bullets are concerned, they come back with the same 5 that ended before the quarter came to a close. A little pushing in there. And a foul. Going to go, I believe, on Nate Thurman.
There's a lot of contact working around this pick.
Nate Thurman, a big, strong guy, picks up his 4th foul of the game. First man to get into that real difficulty. Off to Unseld. Another turnover. That'll be the 14th turnover against the Bullets. Just underway, fourth quarter. This series tied at 1 apiece. Brewer off to Walker, and now Jake O'Donnell spotted something near the basket, a foul.
And Washington concerned at halftime, concerned about how they were going to defense Austin Carr. Austin Carr hasn't played. They haven't had the defense, and they're having problems with the rest of the Cavaliers.
That's the 3rd foul on Nick Weatherspoon. And that's something he comes in that first half with 15 points. Walker, followed by Thurman. He's done that a few times in his career.
Well, the great penetration by Foots Walker, then taking it to the basket. The big man had to come out and pick him up and allowed Thurman free for the follow.
Nick Weatherspoon picked up by Snyder. Off to Unsel. Bullets still trying to put it together, and Jones has lost it.
Great defense again.
So with 10.5 minutes left, the Cavaliers the 69-54 lead. Bingo Smith. Weatherspoon trying to stay with him. Nice play by Smith. He has 12 points. Bingo Smith. Slim Haskins getting ready to come into the Bullets lineup. He's a good shooter. They try to bring him back somehow. The Big E. Blocked by Thurman. This crowd's going crazy.
They certainly are. They love it.
Blocked by Brewer. Snyder. I can't even hear right now. The crowd is going wild.
They had a chance for an easy breakaway. They didn't take advantage of it. Snyder threw the ball away.
Well, the Cinderella team, a recent upstart in the NBA, right now putting it together. Less than 10 minutes to go. The Cavaliers with a 71-54 lead. Weatherspoon driving on Brewer. Nice play by Weatherspoon.
Great fall away jumper then. They had 2 rejects in that last time down the court.
Little intimidation. Weatherspoon playing very well down the last half of the season, and now we've got a traveling call. Austin Carr is now going to come in. Austin Carr will check in. Sonny, there he is. Isn't that a luxury? You don't even play him. Scores 15 points, comes in, and you can save him till now.
That's exactly right. Look who else you got. Campy Russell sitting over there. You can bring in and do the same thing. 15 times this year, Russell came off the bench and scored over 20 points.
Carr picking up Jimmy Jones. 9:22 left. Still trying to work that offense. Into Clem Haskins. Carr tries to take it away. Saved it. Reardon is checked in. Mike Reardon. Jimmy Jones. There's Reardon. Reardon's a hustler. They've had a couple open shots that won't drop for him. And a foul coming up.
During that whole exchange, Gary, everybody Washington saved the ball a couple of times and got a second and third chance at it. During that exchange, Brewer was standing at half court waiting to go to the other end.
Well, Nate Thurman picked up the foul, his 5th of the game. 9:06 left in this 4th quarter of play.